Hey everyone! Today we're diving into Weapons, Zach Cregger's latest genre-defying thriller that blends elements of mystery, horror, and dark fairy tale. It's a film that sneaks up on you, starting off like a strange dream and slowly unraveling one of the most twisted and compelling stories you'll see this year. The story begins with a chilling mystery. 17 elementary school kids from the same class all wake up at exactly 2:17 in the morning, and then completely vanish. Why would an entire class of children do something so inexplicable? That's the enigma Weapons throws at us, and believe me, it's not your typical horror flick. Stick around, because this film mixes warmth and menace in ways that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very end. The movie opens with a dreamlike sequence that feels almost magical, kids running through the dark with arms outstretched, like Peter Pan and his lost boys soaring off to Neverland. It's both beautiful and unsettling, full of awe and mystery, yet we quickly sense a darker truth lurking beneath. The focus soon shifts to Justine Gandy, played brilliantly by Julia Garner. She teaches the class all 17 children belong to, and is the first person to piece together the bizarre pattern of their disappearance. The community, however, refuses to help her. Instead, fear turns to suspicion. Justine is isolated, stripped of her job temporarily, and even labeled a witch, her car vandalized with threatening graffiti. Meanwhile, we get a glimpse of Alex Lilly, one of the quieter kids who seems connected to the mystery in ways no one understands yet. The story also follows Archer Graff, a grieving father portrayed by Josh Brolin, who is desperately searching for answers after his son disappears. His frustration and heartbreak add a raw emotional core to the story. Through these interwoven perspectives, the film builds a complex narrative puzzle, drawing us deeper and deeper into the ominous secrets hidden beneath this quiet suburban veneer. It's a slow burn that never sacrifices tension, making you crave answers while always keeping just enough hidden. One of Weapons' real strengths is the ensemble cast and how their characters' stories intersect. Julia Garner's Justine is the emotional heart of the film. Her loneliness, confusion, and growing desperation feel authentic and heartbreaking. It's easy to see why the town turns against her, but the film gives us plenty of moments that show how unfair and painful that isolation is. Josh Brolin's Archer Graff is the quintessential broken parent, watching grainy doorbell footage of his son running, like Superman, haunted by a farewell note from nowhere. Brolin brings a gritty frustration and weary determination that grounds the film's more surreal elements with raw, human emotion. Benedict Wong plays the school principal, a man caught between trying to support Justine and managing a community ripping itself apart. His well-meaning but powerless portrayal adds to the film's realistic texture. Amy Madigan makes a memorable return as Gladys, Alex Lilly's eccentric aunt, offering moments of warmth even as the mystery grows darker. The film uses these characters' viewpoints masterfully, shifting between them to reveal new layers of the mystery and keep us emotionally invested. Weapons isn't a straightforward horror movie. Instead, it's an atmospheric thriller that treads a fine line between mythological storytelling and grounded emotional drama. Zach Cregger leans into nonlinear storytelling, mixing dark humor, quiet dread, and moments of truly unnerving menace. You'll notice influences from filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino and Denis Villeneuve, whether in the patient pacing, the style of dialogue, or the way the narrative threads weave and intersect. The film knows when to hold back, generating tension through suggestion and mood rather than constant jump scares. In fact, the jump scares are thankfully sparse, and when they do hit, they feel strangely flat but in a way that serves the film's unsettling tone better than cheap shocks. The juxtaposition of seemingly normal suburban tranquility with the deeply disturbing mystery underneath keeps the audience on edge. The quiet darkness behind each happy home feels almost sentient, staring right back at the viewer. Weapons also uses dark, gallows humor subtly and effectively, especially near the end, when the full scope of the film's malevolence is revealed. This tonal mashup makes for a rich, complex viewing experience that's far from predictable. Beneath its mystery and thriller trappings, Weapons explores some deeply resonant themes. At its core, it's a story about loss of innocence, trust, and the safe illusions that bind communities together. The film portrays a town unraveling under suspicion and grief, showing what happens when fear overwhelms connection. The ominous disappearance of the children becomes a metaphor for a shared loss that fractures relationships and exposes rot beneath the surface. The slow revelations and nonlinear storytelling invite you to piece together the larger picture, echoing how trauma and grief often feel confusing and fragmented in real life. This is no simple message movie, but it does provoke reflection on how communities deal with tragedy, with denial, with blame, or with painful honesty. In these ways, Weapons operates as a modern dark fable filled with wonder, horror, and melancholy. So what makes Weapons stand out, and where does it falter? The film's greatest strength is its confidence, both stylistically and narratively. Cregger's direction and screenplay create a unique tone blending chilling suspense, complex characters, and haunting mystery. The performances, especially Garner and Brolin, are strong and deeply affecting. The slowly unfolding nonlinear structure encourages active engagement, rewarding viewers willing to invest attention and thought. On the flip side, the complexity can feel confusing at times. The story's second half leans on heavy exposition, meticulously explaining the mystery's details, which might come across as a tad overwhelming or slow for some viewers craving more straightforward thrills. Also, while the film's minimal jump scares prevent cheap shock tactics, some might find the pacing uneven or wish for a clearer resolution. Still, these minor flaws hardly diminish an otherwise captivating and original thriller. In conclusion, Weapons is a haunting, multi-layered thriller that's as much about what it reveals as what it keeps hidden. If you're looking for a typical horror flick, you might be thrown off by its slow burn and mood-driven storytelling. But if you crave a story that blends myth, mystery, and raw human emotion into an unsettling adult fairy tale, this is one to watch. Zach Cregger has delivered a film that will stay with you long after the credits roll, inviting you to revisit and piece together its dark puzzle again and again. If you're a fan of atmospheric thrillers, complex characters, and stories that challenge you to think, give this film a shot. Thanks for watching. If this review helped you decide whether to watch Weapons, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep dives, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on upcoming reviews. What did you think of this film? Drop your theories and thoughts in the comments, let's get talking. Until next time, stay curious, and keep loving movies.